Hey guys, so I decided to do a video on my relationship with my boyfriend Josiah because on the 3rd will be mine and his 1 year anniversary. God, I can't talk. It's 4 in the morning. I've been trying to make this video for God knows how long, and I can never find the right amount of time to tell the story in. Anyway, so I'm just going to get along with the story and show you guys what he gave me afterwards. So here's the story of me and my wonderful boyfriend. So in the beginning I was dating this guy Chris, and Chris was friends with Josiah for such a long time that they were brothers. And they grew up together, like in the same house and everything. Like him, his mom, Chris and his mom and brother and sisters all moved in together. And they lived together and everything. I don't know if this was in here or in Ohio, because they lived out in both. I think mainly here in Vegas. I'm not sure. But anyway, so Chris is all telling me how excited he is that his friend's coming back down to visit and everything, that he's missed him. And then later on, he would tell me to be careful, that he was a womanizer, and that he'll try to steal me from him. And this is when me and Chris were like a really nice relationship. But then me and Josiah didn't talk much. It's like I thought he was cute when I met him, but we didn't talk. Only because I was with Chris and he was off going around, sleeping around with other girls. I mean, I didn't care at the moment. I mean, I care now. I mean, I was jealous back then because, you know, he was with other girls and I was stuck with Chris. I sound mean. Not like that though. I was stuck in a relationship that I didn't want to be in at the moment, but I knew that if I broke up with him, he'd be really mad. And later down on the road, I got really ticked off with him and his attitude. He would think that he could abuse me in a way. He thought that he can tell me what to do. He thought that he controlled me in general because he was a boy. He thought that he was taller than me by a few inches. Me and all my friends all let him believe that he was. Now he really is taller than me, but whatever. I don't care. I'm talking about when me and him were dating. So I was taller than him. I was like, you know what? You're nothing. Goodbye. We're over. No. And so I just like let him be. But he was obsessed with me. And so anyway, comes time to be around my birthday and whatnot, and Josiah has made his way back into my life. Yay. So it's that week during my birthday. I think I just said that. Sorry, I'm spacing. Spacing again. So we're hanging out and he comes over a lot, like just to hang out with me, because him and April are like arguing and whatnot. And so on my birthday we went to the pool. Well, beforehand I had made cupcakes and everything. I made chocolate cupcakes with cotton candy frosting. And I had ice cream cake. Because my brother and his friends and family had bought me an ice cream cake from Smith's. Just for my birthday, because I wasn't really getting any gifts. Oh well, I don't care. And so me and all my friends were all hanging out, and then Josiah shows up, and I'm like, okay, let's go to the pool, right? After having an intense cupcake war. There was frosting everywhere. I had to clean it all up too. Yay! I'm sorry, I just look so fabulous. I'm so pathetic. You didn't hear that. Anyway. So at the pool, I wasn't paying attention to Chris. you know, because we already broke up and on. I didn't care. I was having the time of my life at the moment, and I didn't want anyone to stop me. No one ruined it. Till my mom called, saying that we need to get home and get the house cleaned up, and that we were probably getting kicked out if the house wasn't clean. So I was like totally heartbroken that I had to cut half of my birthday short just to come home and clean. And so that day I came home to realize that we weren't cleaning on that day exactly, but we were going to get everything prepared and whatnot. And so Josiah comes back with me instead of everyone else. And so it's just me and Josiah at the house, and then he's like, well, I have to go, bye. And so him and Chris left because Chris had come back for him. And he said that he'd come back tomorrow, like the next day on the 3rd. And so I said, okay. So they left, and then they came back at midnight. And Josiah was like almost on the verge of tears because April had dumped him. And he like felt like she was really kind of like the one that he was in love with. And I kind of talked to him, and I calmed him down, and we started talking to each other about like who we were, what we liked, and everything. And I started getting fond of him. I mean, he was still attractive with his features and everything. His beautiful sea green, blue eyes. I could get lost of him all the time. Anyway, so we were talking and everything, and it was the middle of the night, and my dad had just gotten home from work, and we were inside the house. So me and my stepdad got into it because I wasn't supposed to have friends over at like midnight. 2. That's how long they were there, from midnight to 2, almost 3. And so it's like, anyways, as me and Josiah were talking, my ex-boyfriend was pacing back and forth across the street. We just found it hilarious, and I'm like, he's just blowing off steam, don't worry about that. His usual way of blowing off steam is getting into a fight, you know? So, the guys I date all have something wrong with them. I mean, even my boyfriend has something wrong with him. I'm not saying what, I'm not saying his flaws, but I'm in love with every single one of them. I don't care. They don't bother me. Nothing about him bothers me. And I, for one, hate it when people fart. But it doesn't faze me when he does it. It's like, I'm used to it. He farts in my bed all the time. I hate it, yeah, but I spray perfume all over him for a decent payback. God, tangent short. Anyway, and so he came back later on that day, since it was the 3rd and all, since it was midnight, and it was just me and him, and of course my mom, and we were like cleaning the walls with bleach water. And at one point my mom had asked me and him to go and work on the backyard together, and he went inside to go use the restroom and then came back out, and my mom legitimately asked him, like, are you and my daughter dating? And he was like, no. And so he comes back out, and we are cleaning up the backyard, and he picks up this long white movable hose-like thing, I don't know, and it was really gross and dirty, and I like stayed away from him, and he threatened to like swing it at me, and I'm like, no, ew. And so I grabbed it from his hands and I threw it, and he had grabbed a hold of my lower waist with one hand and pulled me a little bit closer to him, and I was a little startled and everything, but it's just his embrace just like comforted me. And sorry, this might go on to part 2. I might end up having to do that. So, yeah, I'm going to do a part 2. So, bye. I'll start up the next video.